Hello guys, and welcome to a new WARNO video today by me, Vulcan. In this one I have for you a 4 versus 4 on Cliff, and I'm going to be playing with the 9th US Infantry Division. This game was really fun and showed off a lot of good aspects of this division, so I thought I'd share it with you guys today. Let's have a quick look at what we're getting down at the start. So I'm going to be starting with a Humvee CP, which is a command vehicle used for capturing the sectors. We've got the light rifles in the M998 ISCAGL. So those are the ones with the grenade launchers on. We've got 4 of those light rifles with dragons. And we have an exceptional optics Humvee here as well. I also opted to bring in the field supply point. And we're going to be heading up towards India with these initial forces in order to try and contest here and potentially push on to Delta. So this is usually sort of carved up into either 3 or 4 lanes depending on how many people are playing, and you have like one on the left here which is kind of like Foxtrot, and then you can kind of probe towards Alpha and Golf, although those are pretty deep. Then you got the Bravo sector here, again Hotel Charlie are very deep. Then you got the India sector, which is like the left side of the city. And then you've got the right side of the city, which has the airport at Echo. So that's quite an important one because it's a +2. All of the ones in the center actually are a +2. So Foxtrot, Bravo, and Echo. So we're off. And I've also got an M1040 zooming ahead with the sniper inside. The sniper has a 50 cal and he'll be looking to get up into a high rise and provide me with lots of lovely information if possible. But otherwise, as I mentioned already, just all of the infantry zooming forwards in these trucks. And we're going to be following it up with a few other units as well, as I didn't use all of my deployment points at the start of the game. So I've got a couple of TOW 2 teams coming in with the M1008 as well, the CUCV trucks. This is something that the 9th Infantry makes good use of. It's just like trucks in general. So the CUCV as well as the ISC here, these are all very fast and well equipped in the case of the grenade launcher truck here. Like, they are only 30 points. They give you a grenade launcher that helps you kill enemy infantry quite easily. So a sniper getting into position here on the other side of the sort of lake for the time being, just so that I can scout out anything that comes into these high rises, because they're going to beat us there. So I need to make sure that I have eyes on these so that if they fire HGMs, we can spot those HGM units and kill them with artillery or whatever else we have handy. But you can see that I've unloaded my infantry. We're going to be slowly working our way forwards, and then we can have the grenade launcher vehicles support our push as we go. Also got an AH-1F Hog on the way to provide some rocket support. This comes with the 4 Hydra 70 rocket pods, and that will be able to do plenty of damage to enemy infantry should we bump into them. But I will have to be careful of units like this, which is the 25mm truck. Unfortunately, I lost line of sight of it there. There's also the Faster over here as well, which is a truck with a bunch of Strellas on the back as well. So here we go. We're going to be bumping into Panzer's Marine Pioneers at the start, and the light rifles will be engaging. Going to get the Hog onto target so that we can kill the KSK. KSK are elite units, so taking them out with the rockets would be really handy. Panzer does just about manage to micro that out of the way. Now we're going to focus on the Marine Pioneers here instead. Get as much damage down as possible. Unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with that 25. So the Hog in a pretty tough position. It was moving forwards there because it ran out of rockets and therefore tried to engage with its front gun, but obviously it got it killed. Now there's no point in me continuing this engagement without having the grenade launchers on target, so you'll see that I'm kind of trying to split the grenade launchers so that they can get into positions where they have line of sight. And we'll start to put some pressure onto the Marine Pioneers from a distance. That's just chipping them nicely. I'm able to keep my infantry alive, so pretty good. Now just moving them back forwards. Because they are low on cohesion, it does give my light rifles a good chance of getting the job done here. especially if the grenade launchers continue to find line of sight like they do here. And you can see how well that is damaging that unit that is trying to hide in that building. Enemy mine clearing coming in though, and that's going to hurt as it absolutely obliterates my infantry. But more reinforcements are on the way. We got some light rifles, dragons. We got the military police patrol. Those have the M67 recoilless rifles. We've got some stingers, which are my anti-air. And I'm sending forwards the M1040 as well, just to have a look around. Bumping straight into the Pioneer unit here. And that Pioneer unit really can't deal with this unit very well because they don't have any AT. Although this doesn't really have much armor, it's still going to take a while for that squad to take them out. So all of my infantry getting into position slowly but surely. I see some targets in the center, so you're going to start to see me bringing in an F-16. Now this F-16, as part of the night, is very cool. It's got this gun pod underneath it. It's got 4 Maverick missiles. So we're going to be going for the T-72, and we managed to take that out. This is the same sort of gun that is in the A-10 as like a gun pod. So it sounds absolutely awesome when it attacks the ground. But good kill there onto the T-72. And we managed to finish off the KSK here as well. Light rifles now getting into a high rise, but not in range with the Dragon 2. I went deep there to try and kill one of the MI8s with the Stingers, but unfortunately it meant it got shot down by Major's MiG-29. Not ideal at all. My own F-15 is going to be coming in to try and fend off enemy aircraft. But since the MiG-29 had already left, nothing for it to do, other than maybe go for the MiG or the Mi-8 here. I'm going to do, since I didn't get shot at by any AA, so just going to be clearing that helicopter out of the way for Grim Guy. Some more light rifles with dragons on the way, just trying to creep them forward so that they're in a good range to actually engage enemy tanks. And we also need to try and clear out the high rises, then I can maybe move up the snipers and stuff to get into that position. You can see here I've got all of the trucks hanging about, and they're just going to be sort of attack moving to the right. So as soon as they have line of sight on the Marine Pioneers, they stop and shoot at them. 25mm doing a decent amount of damage there, so we've got to respect that and move away. And we'll take out the M1040. We did end up getting an engine destroyed though on the 25mm, which is going to disable it for the time being. You can see here as they've drove across, they've stopped and they've started firing into that building, and that's doing a lot of DPS onto that infantry. So great stuff. Got a couple of M60s back here. M60s are the staple tank of this division. You do get a lot of them if you wish, and they're great for infantry fire support. They're going to struggle against the T-72s, but if I can, get a couple hits with the infantry first and lower the cohesion of the T-72, then the M60s can come in pretty clutch. 222 hanging about, trying to get some hits on target. Light rifle, getting some good dragon hits. Unfortunately the dragon doesn't do much damage. I mean, this has 15 front armor, my dragon has 18 penetration, so we're really doing a limited amount of damage every time we hit. 222 gonna get away from us. Unfortunately the Stinger's not able to do the job, but it does make me want to bring in some more AA, so I'm going to move up a Chaparral and some more Stingers to help reinforce the front. Now if you don't know how HE works in this, or like AP versus penetration or armor works in this, it's kind of got a weird formula. But if my dragon is with sort of 16 or 18 pen, it's trying to hit a T-72, it's probably going to do about 2 damage per hit. So that's kind of how many shots we're looking at. It's like maybe 5 hits from a Dragon 2 to actually get the kill. I noticed a lot of this infantry here is all Marine Pioneers, so it doesn't have the ability to like damage these very quickly. There's no AT weapon, like AT rifles and stuff. Not AT rifles, AT launchers. AT rifles would be Steel Division 2. 25 mil though, going to get taken out by the grenade launchers, and the grenade launchers is very, very good at cleaning up light targets like this. So we're able to sweep through there, get plenty of nice kills, but I don't want to waste those by running straight into the T-72s. Unfortunately for me, the artillery is going to start coming in, and all of those M998s are in a very bad spot. And they're all gone. Just like that. Very, very nicely placed rocket strike from our opponents. Completely obliterates my transports. Light rifles, just trying to move up here, finish off the Marine Pioneer so that he can't bring those back online. And this is the first sight I'm going to get of the launchers. So those are the mine clearers that can blow up loads of infantry in one hit. And my light rifle is getting away with one man, so I'm going to be able to get them back on their feet if I can run them back to supply. So supply now coming in, M35's on the way. Probably should have had some supply on the front line earlier. A couple of TOW-A's now on the way as well, because I want to try and get them into these high rises. And then more light rifles of Dragon, which is something that I have in abundance in this deck. So we've got loads of light rifles. We have some like light rifles of Dragons, light rifles of Laws, and then aside from that, you've got the TOW-2s, the M67 patrols, and then the engineers. I haven't really needed to use the engineers at the moment. Engineers are more useful in sort of heavy cover like this, like the trees, where you're kind of bumping into enemy infantry at very close range, because then you can make good use of the shock. If you can get engineers right next to another unit in a tree line, it works out okay as well. Or in a building, sorry. It works out quite nicely. But for now, I'm just going to be moving up these M60s that I forgot about for a little while. Getting the TOW-2s forwards. Reinforcements arriving. Otherwise, just sort of solidifying my position and waiting for the supply. So a little bit of downtime for me. Meanwhile, across the map, unfortunately, Tony having a hard time getting onto Foxtrot. It's just been pushed off there, but Grim contesting the middle nicely. And us holding the right means we are on a +2 overall. The Falcon here doing a good job. Especially considering he was very new to the game, to WARNO. Falcon's shown me a lot in Broken Arrow lately, but he's been doing a good job learning WARNO and Steel Division 2 as well. M60 moving up here. The idea was to provide the leadership bonus to the M60s, so they have a little bit extra accuracy. Like for a 30-point tank, having 2,275 meter range and 65% accuracy is actually really nice in this game. So that, again, that's helped by the leadership. So if a T-72 showing side armor, that 15 penetration is going to really make a big hole. The TOW-2 is going to position here in the high rises. So now we're going to be able to start to engage Panzer's units further over to the right. And the first one that we're going to be engaging is the SBW 50PK, which is a huge kill because they are limited in number. If he only had like one card of them, he only has 2. And now this M60 is also engaging the second one there. So I'm really hoping to try and take that out. Oh, it turns out to be a T-72, never mind. But the TOW-2A has taken out the ZPU-2 as well. And you'll notice here we got into a pretty nice position. And now all hell breaks loose as the light rifles engage the enemy infantry. The Dragons get fired at the tanks. The M60s trying to engage the T-72s. And we do a pretty good job there. Accuracy meaning we get the first hit. Means that we're reducing the cohesion of our opponents quicker. And therefore are more likely to get kills. Unfortunately for me, the T-72 gets the shots on target a couple times, and the M60s don't have much armor, so the T-72s win that engagement. But the TOW-2A seriously doing a great job in this high-rise. Both of them, though, now being focused very quickly. Rocket artillery coming in onto the M60s. Light rifles are going to have to back out of there. I moved up the M35 supply just to kind of like resupply these units, but it ended up catching them out as the rocket artillery lands once again. Trying to get my sniper into a position on these high rises. M60 still providing nice fire support though, and we have managed to sort of develop our position a little bit here, which is nice. Over on this left-hand side, we've got the Humvee kind of just chilling. We've got one of these Hellfire units hanging out. And that's looking down the road. It's a Jeep with a Hellfire on the back, which is actually really cool. T-55 struggling to see the M60 at the moment, just like lacking optics in order to get the shot on target. Instead, actually engaging my light rifles, probably because they were spotted by enemy recon. But the SPW-50PK cleans out my light rifle unit there very quickly, but my M60 able to kill the T-55 as it tries to back up, ends up getting a side shot in there. Very nice indeed. Looking for the second one now. But taking a lot of artillery fire. The poor infantry having a bad time. I do have a bomber on the way, F-16, with the 12 227 kilogram bombs. That's just going to be diving straight onto the Krug. I'm kind of relying on RNG here for the Krug to miss. And I do manage to drop some of the bombs, but only 3 of them, when the second shot comes in there from the Kub, I believe it was, on the right hand side. The M60 is in trouble, so I'm going to try and get that out of the way. Light rifles also taking a beating. We're going to have to make sure that everything's fixed up. TOW2s are on the way once again. And we're going to be trying to take those high rises. Now comes a big attack from Eagle. Eagle, not much to do on the left hand side of the map, has decided to push us with the BMPs, but I've got the buggy here with the tow on it, and we've got the Hellfire Jeep as I mentioned earlier. Now the F-16 coming in with the gun run as well, manages to get a shot onto the MiG-23 even. Hits the T-55, comes back round, gets a shot into the BRM, strafes the BMP. Loads of damage done. Lovely stuff from the F-16 there, beautiful strike. Leaving Eagle's forces in disarray. So Eagle's done a good job here of finding a gap, but it was closed pretty quickly. Tony here with an Apache, ready to clean up any and all remaining APCs with those Hellfires. A large amount of kills fell our way, and my reserve M60s on the backside of the town are now moving over to engage the rest. See the Hellfires there still firing away as well. Tornado coming in with the bombing strike. Beautiful stuff from Grim Guy. Cleans up a lot of that infantry. And the rest will be finished off by the M60s. All the while, the TOW2As have reached the high rises, and they will start to be pouncing on any and all armor they get their eyes on. So over here, engaging probably the SPW-60 or the T-55, which is going to be blowing them up. The TOW2A has 25 penetration, so yeah, very likely to be getting the kills. Also the light rifle dragons here, trying to engage some more BMPs that were being thrown towards us. But another one of my Hellfire trucks is in position and ready to engage. And every time one of these BMPs dies with infantry inside, the infantry is getting killed instantly. It would have been better off here for Eagle to unload into these buildings with his Mutschützen to kind of hold that position, and then maybe try and push with the BMPs if he felt confident enough. But unfortunately, it ends up beating those infantry. The TOW2 is still doing a good job. You can see that they are picking off units all over the place, just doing a lot of damage to all of these tanks and such. Like the Lynx AH-7 here from Falcon, not getting countered at all, and that's allowing it to pick up some really nasty kills while the TOW2As do some initial damage, even taking out the SPW-60 there, which is a leader unit. So controlling these high rises, super important. And you can see as soon as the artillery is coming in there, we're going to be jumping into the technical and getting out of dodge. Time to leave. We held off the cheeky attack here. This one, a little bit suicidal. Meanwhile, managed to develop my position into the city, which has given us a lot of kills, helping us break down a lot of the enemy forces. And this sniper even able to fire away with the Barrett 50 cal and continue to do damage onto these reservistan. So the nice thing about the sniper is that it does have good stealth. Because it's got the sniper trait, when they're stationary, they get extra stealth. Obviously, them firing kind of removes that, but it's useful for then having them in that position. Artillery in this case is going to finish them off, and more BMP-1s will be sacrificed to the WARNO gods. M67 managing to get recoilless on target here, because all of these BMPs are technically facing rear armor to the BMP-1s. It's not working out very well, but if these are done loaded, would have been a very different story, because that is a lot of infantry that's getting killed for free. And it was after this point that I asked Eagle why he wasn't unloading them, and then he will start to do so afterwards. But yeah, don't suicide vehicles like this, guys, because big waste of points. Chopper out. Managing to get the kill there. That's the Toad chopper out. Managing to get the kill onto the Mi-14, which is a big kill. Those Mi-14s can be really ruthless because they have really kind of decent... Well, it's not decent. They have like kind of bad accuracy on their missiles, but because it's the same accuracy on the move that it is while something stationary, it's actually pretty good overall. Oh, the double kill there onto the tornadoes as they drop that big bombing strike, which did do a decent amount of damage. But here we go, my chuds are now unloading, and they're going to be putting a lot of pressure now onto my poor infantry. So I'm going to be bringing up some light rifles with laws to help deal with the BMP-1s. We're getting engineers to deal with the infantry, and just trying to like move away from this area, create a little bit of a containment zone that I can use to kill these BMPs as they continue to push out. But Hellfire, Jeep still doing a fantastic job. These things are so good. And the F-16s got a couple of good strikes in so far. But here comes a bunch of my M60s. I was sitting on a reasonable amount of points, so just going to be bringing those all in now that we're under quite a lot of threat here. Like between Panzer and Eagle Eye, if he plays this smartly, they can probably push quite hard onto this sector. You can see there is a big dent in my front line, and I'm trying to contain. Trying to get the light rifle leader out of the way. Just keep them at a distance. So that's where these M60s are going to come in handy, because at a distance they're able to engage with their gun. As the merchants come closer, the 50 cal opens up, and we're just going to get a nice amount of DPS on target. Any BMPs that sneak through are getting killed off by this Jeep anyway. So you'll see here now, as the M60s get onto line of sight, the Mudschützen are going to get wiped out pretty quickly indeed. Sorry about the lag there on the replay. Unfortunately, WARNO is still suffering at the moment with the driver bug, where like the driver crashes and then recovers during the game. I think for some people it still crashes their computers, but computer system's still working on it best they can. M60s though are still absolutely blasting away. Multiple M60s hitting that T-72 and finishing it off. My infantry's now arrived to help deal with the Mudschützen at closer ranges. The M60s, they're going to be doing a runner. Or the M1038, sorry. Because they don't have any armament. We can sell them and take them home. But still, The push is relentless here. +2 for our team still remains the same. Grim has solidified his position in the center. We're still managing to hold back the T-55s on the right here, although my M60s are slowly but surely being taken out, but it is buying me time to bring up more infantry and get back into the denser urban area. And if I can do that, then it will give us a good chance to hold them back, because this division relies a lot on its infantry to kind of hold the line. And since mine got killed off quite a lot, it wasn't ideal. I'm just bringing in F-16 seed there. You see it did manage to get one of its harms on target, Kub. So that was good. Since the second Kub's still up and it still has its radar turned on, we're going to be bringing up an second F-16. Now the Merida there, proving its worth. Another 2,275 meter range unit, the Merida, with high accuracy. Well, there goes the F-16. Takes out the Krug this time, so actually a very, very nice shot. And manages to dodge the most of those faster missiles. And now we're going to get on top of them with the light rifles, with the law. So we managed to kill all 3 of those, which is great. M60s on the left-hand side here, struggling with low cohesion. Because they are disheartened, which is that little heart symbol, they take suppression a lot quicker. And that means that, yeah, basically they become less effective quicker than other units. But the T-72 getting in the side shot means that doesn't matter regardless. Light rifles continuing their intense engagement on the front line here. Got to be careful stacking your infantry in this game, because it does make you very vulnerable to artillery strikes. But also just when you're being engaged by other units, it means that all of these units are getting suppressed very easily as well. M60 trying its best to hold the ground. F-16 coming in with the bombing strike. We've also got another F-16 coming in with the Mavericks. Beautiful fast strike there, almost take out the T-64B1B on the way out. F-16s were absolutely awesome this game, and that one managing to survive once again. So M60s trying to get into position, but it is too late for the enemy, as that is victory after 26 minutes and 18 seconds. 7,110 kills to 4,535 losses. Really, really good stuff by the Hellfire transport vehicle, like the Hellfire Technical, I guess you could call it. We got the M60s that did a really good job, especially when they were slaughtering those BMPs coming in. But the F-16 there, beautiful first airstrike onto those 4 units. The second one taking out 2 T-72s. A lot of my M60s, even the military police patrol, getting plenty of kills in there because of those BMP-1s. And then the F-16 there, claiming a lot of the kills onto the unloaded infantry as they weren't spread out. Overall, I thought a nice high-intensity, short game. Unfortunately, with WARNO at the moment, because of the driver bug, it's really putting me off like doing a campaign game, because I'm not sure if it will affect that, and I don't want to start a game on a version that is affected by the driver crash and then have to complete an entire campaign with it if it's affecting the quality of the content. So that's kind of why there's been a delay on WARNO content on the channel, and I guess it was kind of demonstrated in this replay as to why. Regardless, still really enjoyed playing WARNO, and if you want to come and enjoy WARNO, I do stream WARNO every Wednesday on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/VulcanHDGaming. So if you want more, that's the place to go. I also have the VODs on my VulcanHDGaming live channel on YouTube, so you can go and watch these games as I played them live there as well. But that is it for now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.